This is High Score by Renegade Soundplay, and it's coming up very soon, so check their website for more details. And I'm excited because I get to play with this even before the release. Now, this is a Kontakt library. It is a sample-based synthesizer, and what they did was to actually sample those consoles of the past, the consoles like Atari, Commodore computers, Spectrums, and other consoles. And what we can do here is just play with those sounds. And if you're like me, grew up at the 80s, this will bring a lot of memories back to you. So let's get started and have a quick overview of High Score. Let's get started by listening to some of the presets, and I'll do this using the random button. So you already learned something. We have a random here, and what it does, it gives you categories of sounds. So for example, leads. Or for example, basses. And we can click this again. And let's select jump or hit. But we can also just use this snapshot list here and select something else. All right, so let's get started and know and learn what is High Score. And what we have is 4 different sections. So we have the generator, we have the filter section, we have the arpeggiator or sequencer, and some effects. So in the generator, this is where sounds begin. This is where we generate the sounds. We have 3 different oscillators, which are based on sampled waveforms, and they are pretty cool. So let me go to the init preset here. So this is how it sounds. Just a square waveform, and if we just use these arrows up and down, you'll see that we get different wave shapes. And we also have the ability to edit our own. So let me show you that. This is pretty cool. And when you get to this one, you'll have this little edit button. So you actually can create your own sort of wave shape here. And we also have some speech kind of samples. Very cool. So going back to the init, and now other than that, we also have some other things that are very common to synthesizers, like envelopes and LFOs and noise. So as said, we have 3 different wave shapes here, or 3 different oscillators that we can combine. We can also have the noise in play here. So right now the level is set to 0, but I can use that. And I can even turn down the first oscillator. So this is really cool, and you can use this library for sound design. And if you're a game designer and you're looking for retro sounds, this is awesome. So I mean, it's so many sounds from the past. This is just amazing. So let me go and go back to the init here. And other than that, we also have the envelopes, as I said. So we have pitch envelope, and we have also volume envelope. So these are the envelopes here. And let's play with the volume and the pitch. So first of all, we can start with the pitch, and we'll set the attack. And the volume, of course, this is the main volume envelope, so we can set a longer release. And we also have the volume LFO, so this is also pretty cool. And we can select the wave shape for this, and let's try that. Very cool. And of course, let's try something else. For example, a sine wave. And we can actually delay this, so we can start without, and then the LFO will kick in. Now, the pitch LFO is also very cool. And we can also delay that. So you can already appreciate the kind of sounds it can get very easy. I mean, I'm at the init preset, and this is already very useful. Let's get the second oscillator in play as well. Well, just select something nice here. And we'll get the level, and we can set this to some detuning, create some chords. Yeah. And I can set the octave. Let's set this one also something nice. And we also can do something with the noise. We can have the bit rate, and we can have the LFO here. So we can actually have the pitch envelope or the pitch LFO to mess around with our noise here, and we can set a little bit of delay, get the attack. Pretty cool. Now we also have the glide controls here, and we'll set this to mono. Right, so this is pretty much the generator tab here. And I'm sure there's a lot of things that we can do here other than just mess around with those oscillators and envelopes, but I'll leave that for you to check out. So next we also have a filter section, and here we can set the filter cutoff, and we can also have some resonance and some modulations with the pitch LFO and volume LFO. But before that, you have to assign it to something. So I'm going to assign the filter to these oscillators, these wave oscillators. And now we will have the filter kick in. And we also have a filter envelope that is right here, so we can set the depth. And again, this is not a sound design kind or synth tutorial. I'm just here to show you some stuff that you can do with High Score. So if you need more information about how to use filters or envelopes and all that, check my channel, because I have lots of information about that. And we can also here, we can select the type of filter. So we have a low pass and we have high pass. We have band pass, band reject, and we can also do things like this. Very, very cool. So let's jump over to the Arpeggiator, and I'm going to hit the init button here first, so we'll get just a plain square. It's just easier for me to demonstrate. And now we'll turn on the Arpeggiator here, and what we have is, first of all, we have the tempo, we have a multiplier, we have the number of notes played and the note length, but we also can assign this to either the pitch, the level, the different wave shapes. I mean, we can actually use this to change between the waveforms. We can use this to just go and change how the noise generator works in terms of bit rate or the filter cutoff. So let's try that. Let's go to the pitch here, and we'll set this something like this. We'll get like 8 notes, and we turn it on. Okay, this is just 8 notes, so we don't need these guys. And we can actually do this. Let's do this. Go all the way 16. And we can also set this to the level. And the filter. Now we don't have a noise right now, but I can do that. I can go to the generator and have the noise section. And back to our Arpeggiator. And what else? So we can actually have these just chained, and then you'll have 32 steps. And also, very important, the sounds that you get, I mean, the Arpeggiator has its own kind of sound, or it's going through the wave shape. So you can click the init to copy the settings from the generator into the Arpeggiator. So this is what we have here, and we can actually go and mess around with this. We can select some of the presets here that use this Arpeggiator, for example, this one. And another one. Let's have a look at the effects. We have a couple of effects. We have the note delay and speaker simulator. The note delay is a true repeat. It's not an audio effect, because back in the 80s we didn't have audio effects like that. So it's actually repeating the notes. Let's turn it on and play. We can have up to 7 repeats. We can set the note length. We have decay. And we can also set the time. Right now it's free run, but we can sync it to our host, and now we have clock divisions. Very cool. Now, one important thing to note, when you have the arpeggiator on, this effect is turned off. It's just disabled. So both of them are using the repeats, the arpeggiator and the delay. So you have to turn off the arpeggiator before you turn on the note delay. And speaker simulator is pretty cool because we have this Sony display. We have Spectrum. And we have a Game Boy. And that's it. So finally, let's go back to the generator and I'll show you something. So at the top here, we have random, which we already explored, and you can generate just random sounds. We have mutate, which will change just one aspect of the sound. So every time you click this, something else will change. So pressing enough times on the mutate will give you a completely different sound. So you can start with something and then just transform it to something else. So that's it. That's High Score by Renegade Soundplay, and it's coming up very soon. Check their website for more details. I'll see you in the next videos. Thank you very much.